we've got Tony. Hello Tony, how are you? We've been chatting this morning already. Naomi's here. Just going to try and adjust this a little bit.
It's a bit bigger of a lag than normal.
Is it? Okay. Naomi says it's a bit bigger lag this morning than normal. Everyone must be
Noah's on
online.
the internet though.
Oh, yeah. The lag could be Noah is doing a live class for school. Is it maths or history? Something like that. Science. There we go. I'm a good mother. I don't know what my kid's doing for school today. Okay. So if you didn't make it yesterday, this is what, and the video is, if you click on videos in the group, the video's in there, or Milton is working on getting it up on YouTube. Just takes a long time because everyone's using the internet everywhere. So we made these 3 cards from the pack, or you could use the scraps. I've got a lot left in here, and I've kept all my scraps and put all my bits and pieces and leftovers back in here. Is everyone happy for me to run through? Are there people here that weren't here yesterday that didn't see what's... Actually, what we might do is we might take a half time and I'll show you what's come in at sort of half time. Okay. So what I do want to do is put a piece of this cardstock and this aside, because that is sort of a bonus. Because if you don't have the pack, you kind of can't do that. We may, if anyone's interested, we may, just put on black, we may sell these sheets, but you'd have to have a few people interested because it does take a bit of time to make. So I'll pop that over there. Okay, and these are all my other bits. I've got all this Hessian-y crumb stuff. Don't know about this piece of paper. Okay. And I kept this bit from yesterday. So I need a piece for my background because we're scrapbooking today. And I don't know if I'm going to use like these 3 photos of our sons picking the lychees, which turns out to be them just eating all the lychees so no one else gets them, or or this photo of our son, which is, you know, how teenagers and adults like to have these arty photos on their Instagram. I don't know, it could just be my child's the only one that does that. Maybe I'll use these 3 photos of the boys raiding the lychee tree. Okay. Let's get rid of that. This cardstock. Right, so they look pretty good like that. They do. I think they do. Okay, so what I'll do first is I will pick my feature photo, which I think is this one, where the boys are both, and I know what they're saying to each other here. You don't need to know that. Okay. Naomi's sniggering over there.
I know my brothers too well.
You know your brothers too well. So what I will do is what I'm going to do is with this piece of black is I'll put that on there like that, but then I'd like to have this photo raised up and a bit more, I'll put it there, in the middle, raised up and a bit more interesting, for want of a better term. What I might do is I might matte it on one of the colours. Maybe, oh, too small. Oh, but you could do a bit there and a bit there. I think we'll go orange. Okay, so you've got lots of bits and pieces. Like you've got, oh, I'm going to cut some stars out of this. You've got lots and lots of bits and pieces. So, you've got plenty to really choose to matte a photo on. Okay, so to matte it on this, because this is 6x6, I'll have to cut this photo down. So, before we do that, let's deal with this. So these photos are 4x6. So if I cut the photos down to 5 3/4 wide by 3 3/4, they will fit on there nicely. So let's cut. One 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then if I cut this one to 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, but I only want to see a tiny bit, so I'm going to cut this to 1/8 short of 5 3/4. And I know you guys hate 8s, so that will be 5 5/8 by 3 3/8. You right with that, Naomi-Jon?
I'm trying to do the math if the decimal pointage, because the things.
No. And then do 5 space 3/8 5/8. Don't do then they're not going to be able to fraction it out. If you're having trouble getting to it, yeah, don't expect people to come back to it. Right.
Okay.
So this creates a kind of a dilemma for me. Maybe. So what I'm going to do, obviously I'm going to cut out the middle of the black piece. Obviously. So to do that, what I need to do is have this as a block. So let's grab some tape. Let's grab some tape and do some band-aiding. Okay, and then let's stick this one here. Doesn't quite okay, I'll do that. I'll line it up nicely like that. Actually, what we might do is I might. So this is now 11 1/4. If we cut this black piece of 11 1/2, where did I put that trim? I'll put it somewhere easy to find. So we'll cut this one at 11 1/2. And then this does look vicious, I know. Haven't cut myself yet. Not this what would you call it? It's not a holiday.
Time period?
Yeah, well, I'm working harder than what I do when I usually go to work, I think. I'm not saying I don't work hard at work, but I do. But yes, I hope everyone's having fun, and I envy those that are hanging out in their pajamas each day. I do get up and get dressed in my work clothes. See, have a work shirt on, have my signature jeans with the the wrecked knees, but I'm not wearing shoes, and I'm not getting out the hairdryer and doing my hair, and I'm not putting on makeup. Hopefully that doesn't go off, but you know, it's we do get up and get organised for the day each day. Now, I really don't know why I did this, because I'm actually thinking I might... Ooh, I like that. I'm actually thinking I'm going to cut a bit of white out behind. Naomi-Jon's just looking at me like I'm from another planet now.
I don't even know how to describe that. But the backing sheet that holds everything together.
No, it's not that drastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of a mark, about 1/4 of an inch in, under each corner. I am actually going to measure to rule this out. I've had to cover things before because I've made drastic miscalculations. So I'm ruling just inside my dots. Oops, one a bit far there. I can rub that out. It's not straight. I just want to have as much cardstock as possible. And you know, I'm intending on getting an awful lot of scrapbooking done in the next couple of months, or however long we're hanging out at home. Although I think, you know, some of the natives might end up living in the shed before too long. Not everyone's getting on at every moment. It is a fight to the death over the internet occasionally, and we've got a lot of internet.
It takes a lot to run those tutorials live.
Naomi-Jon reckons it takes a lot to run a live tutorial. It does actually take a lot to run a live tutorial, and then to transfer the video. We then save the video, and then we have to transfer it to Milton, and he edits it for us. So year in review, today's the 1st of April. Year in review gets technically released today. Sometimes we don't release it till a little later. We're out of cardstock again. We're burning through the cardstock. And you know, we only got 500 sheets of cardstock in of the particular stuff for the year in review like 2 weeks ago. So we do burn through it. They meter it out to us at 500 sheets at a time. I asked for 1,000 and they send us 500. So today is the 1st of April and technically year in review. So yesterday I went, oh well, some of these techniques I'm using in my year in review pages, I probably need to do a bit of a video. I've got some time, I've got an hour, I allocated an hour and I made a video. Quentin rang me 2 minutes in and bumped me off my video. So henceforth I then spent more time in the afternoon recording the video. Something under here. Oh, it's a piece of crummy stuff. Again. And then I edited it, and then I realised that the editing software cut my video up into pieces. Lucky I still had the original. Milton turned up, he airdropped it to himself, and then he is now fixing the video. So year in review will come out when Milton can get the video fixed. But I think it's pretty cool what I've made. Okay, so this one was that 1/8 shorter, and it was going to go on here like this, but I think if we put a bit of black around it, it'll really make it pop. Okay, so if we cut the black to the, what was that measurement, Naomi? She says. That was a good answer.
Which one? The long one was 11.5.
No. Naomi's not listening to what we're doing, people. So let's go. So it was 3 5/8. Ooh, let's not do it that way. Let's go to here. Make the biggest possible straight rectangle, and let's go to 5 3/8, which I'll have to do on the little trimmer because I can't see that there. 5 3/8 by 3 3/8, and then let's and let's go, then we'll go 5 1/2, and let's cut that off Milton's back. 5 1/2 by 3 1/2 for the photo. See, like that. Okay, so yeah, you don't have to cut the middle out. You've probably got something in your scraps. So when I use this black later, you've probably got a piece of black or something in your scrap box that you could use. And yep, I'm going to do it to this. Naomi's just looking at me like I'm criminal here. But she did make a piece of art out of scrappy bits of stuff yesterday that was stuff left over from something else.
It's not done yet.
It's not done yet?
No. I haven't added paint to it. It's just the paper at the moment.
Just the paper. So that's on her... is that your artist page it's on? Naomi-Jon Redshaw Art?
Yeah, because I was very creative in then creating the name for it.
Naomi-Jon Redshaw Art. Well, you know, your name is your name. Okay. There we go. Could say your name is completely unique, but some of us don't. Like my name is pretty different. My maiden name is Walls, W-A-L-Z. And there is a girl in the US 20 years younger than me that was born with exactly the same name. I don't know if she had the same middle name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of this in here, but I'm not going to remove the back, so that when this page is in the album, and so when it's in the album and there's another page behind it, so say there's another page that goes in the pocket behind it, it's still going to have that effect that it's raised. That's what I'm telling myself. Okay? So then let's... Yep, I'm sticking this to the page. I'm committing to it. It's very early on for me to be committing to sticking things. Hopefully the phone doesn't fall off today. I don't think it will. It's now got boundaries of foam tape around it, holding it in place. I fixed it. There we go. Now let's join this so it doesn't come off at any point in time. Just with a few band-aids. There we go. See, none the wiser. I can see daylight, but that's okay. Okay. See, when I stick things on the page, normally I stand up and I look straight down. Okay, so we've got all of this space. We've got all of this stuff. There's stuff in here. So let's have a look. Oh, we don't want stars. You know what I could do? Is we could make some flaggy things. Let's do that. So what I want to do first is I've got this piece and I'm thinking that I might make myself use this on another layout. So I'm going to cut the middle out. Just choose it a piece not to use it. That's over here so I don't hack it up. And then I might keep, I like these colour stars, so let's say we'll keep a section of stars through there, put them aside, something else, and then I think we might use that on this page. And then we'll get out the cutter. Got this bit left from yesterday and this bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these pieces up into some flaggy bits. So this would be an awesome opportunity to use up some scraps. So what's everyone been making? Oh, let's scroll down. Is anyone commenting?
I think I just overloaded them with instructions. So, my fault.
All I see is people have joined. Okay. Whoopsies.
Sorry.
You gotta let people talk, Naomi. You can't just...
I'm not being Hitler.
Really?
It's not my nickname, okay? It might have been when I was in
No,
high school.
Hitler's not her nickname. It's Attila.
Attila the Hung is Amelia. In a nutshell.
Oh, okay. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to straighten up these scrappy bits. Got the light on so you guys can see a bit better, but it makes a bit of glare. Okay, so that was seriously crooked. How wide can we make that? There we go. Let's cut it off here. And then a thin bit. Yep, being a bit random here. You finished class?
No, the teacher just said she's changing the Google Meet to the 9 a.m. tomorrow, and I'm like,
9 a.m. tomorrow.
She's expecting us to be organised.
I know.
Oh, that's a bit bright. We'll just make it sooner then.
9 a.m.
Rightio.
is like when I
Now I've hacked
bother
all
to
that
make
up.
breakfast.
9 a.m. tomorrow for class. Oh, well, I suppose you're usually in class before then. You actually go to school.
Yeah, but now that I have to be up early, I'll be waking up late.
Oh.
It's not like you can do it in your pyjamas because they made a rule against that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of you guys are in your pyjamas? I actually can't see any comments at all. I might need to F5
I
refresh.
didn't ask some questions, Mum.
What's that?
That's your job.
Oh, okay. Oh, look here. Playing around for a canvas design. If it happens, I'll post a picture. Oh, cool. Good morning, Naomi, says Julie. Chapman, so what are you cleaning today, Julie? Seeing as how you cleaned your didn't you clean your windows yesterday? Put us all to shame. My kids definitely think cleaning windows is a bad idea.
Just not suggested.
Okay, so I'm just going to cut little V's in all of these little things. You could fold them if you wanted to, but I'm just going a bit random. If it doesn't look right, just... So has everyone been creating and finishing their to-do list? Ooh.
Holy crap, now I can see all the comments.
What'd you do?
I had to go back into it because it didn't load anything.
Yeah, because Noel was on his Chromebook. Maybe you need to tell him not to get on his school page. But if he's not doing his Zoom, he can just play a game with his sister. Okay. Has anyone got an idea what I'm thinking I might do with all of these? Anyone guessed it yet? I think I did say what I was going to do. I can't remember. What are you sniggering at, Naomi?
Julie Mason, Lonnie Timms, and Nikki's just asking if she will do delivery.
Yeah. I don't know if we've got any cupcakes left from the kids' cupcakes the other day. Noah was learning how to pipe icing. Naomi and Noah did do a bit of Nikki gardening yesterday with the hose and being wetter than the garden at the end of it. Looks okay. So these, you know, these little flags, someone's going to ask how big are they? They vary from... One's just over 1.25 inches, about the same. This one's about 1/2 inch, just over 1/2 inch. These ones are about 1 inch, just under. So they're just bits and Some of them were just what I could make from my... And sincerest apologies. Our neighbours just think, you know, being at home means that they've got to mow every day.
At least they're not doing that trick they did once when they mowed it at 7 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yes, well,
That
we have
was
neighbours
cruelty.
that, you know, we have a neighbour that's got a yard smaller than ours and he has a ride-on mower. He's our 7 a.m. mowing buddy. We got a new neighbour with a car. That really loud car at Clinton. That's just moved into the Clinton area, people. Yep, that's near us. I was thankful at first that he didn't have a job but to go to, like he wasn't going to work, but the other morning he took off at 6 o'clock in the morning and I could still hear him down at the Bunnings lights. It was loud. So I was up. Sure, I'll be used to it by the time everyone is back to normal work, and he quite possibly will be going to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. That was a bit bodgy. Okay. Back our page. Oh, there's that star. Thinking I might use the star. Let's sit it there. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put tape on the back of all these. So I find that as I make an embellishment, oh, what side? Let's keep that one aside. As I make an embellishment or a part of the page, I like to put tape on it when I know what side I'm going to use. So what side have I used with this so far? So if we go arrows with this one, we go orange with these. We do yellow, stripes. This one's a bit tiny. You know, I actually think that mowing is coming from the house with the ride-on mower, and they mowed on Sunday. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure it has not rained since then. Dearie me. Maybe the TV's broke. So I like that this one's got a light, so we'll keep this side. Maybe he heard me because he stopped. So I'm just going through and I am just putting tape on the back of them all. These are a no-brainer. I want the texture. Cardstock ones. I might not use all of these, but what I do use will be prepared, and what I don't use will be prepared for something else. I am determined that this week I'm going to use, good English there girl, every single bit of this kit. I do not need to add to that stash of scraps that we witnessed last week. Let's be a bit random here. Some of you are probably screaming at me through the internet because this is just way too random. Don't you know? Fly by the city pants. Rightio. Oh, got one. So we don't want them all the same length. So let's go with putting out our big ones where they're sort of going to go. Let's kind of be at least a little mindful. That's too long. With the colour, so we don't end up with all the one colour at the one end. Like we don't want to end up with all the yellow bunched up. See, it's all a bit random. Oh, there was that blue bit. I want to keep that bit. I did like that. This grey one here. So I sort of spread it out a bit so that I've got, you know, a bit of a mix of colour, and it appears to have been well thought out. I don't know about this one. Oh, look, 2 more patterns over here. Oh, there was that one I liked. Don't know. Let's have a look at what we've got down here. Maybe a bit more orange, but this orange, because this orange is a bit, how's your cousin? It's just bright. Okay. How's that? Does it look okay? I just keep waiting for an answer. Did you just don't worry working in 8s is difficult? That was ages ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm just
Okay.
trying to work out what the problem is before this.
Okay, now I'm just going to come along and stick these, just tucking them under the mat. See? And what I might do is I might just use another flag as a guide and just kind of eyeball it. Someone doesn't go all the way back, but that's okay because I'm just going to do that. So we're just going to do that the whole way along. Let's bring this one out just a touch, because what I want to do is have this stripy one be the end. That looks a little contrived, doesn't it? I'll just fix it. There we go. All fixed. And I've just bunched all that up and wrecked it. There we go. So then this one was the next big thing. This grey one. Is it still playing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I've got to hit play. Okay. Milton just finished editing and has added to our Dropbox another 2 videos. So hopefully that is the hopefully that's the to what's that?
You need to mute your computer.
Oh, I do need to mute my computer. Sorry. There we go. I don't know where this one was. Okay. I was listening along to the video. Naomi-Jon. Let's do that there. And I can see that little bit of a point, so I'm just going to snip that under there. See? It's on now. Okay. Just going to a bit far out. Let's just tuck this one. Nope. Let's tuck it in. Where are we going to put this one? I think this one needs to go in behind here somewhere. And then we'll put this orange one over this drawing. And we need to make that look a bit more natural there by putting there. Up here we need something to cover this join. And tuck. Need a bit of yellow in here, don't we? Oh, I've got this little tiny one. That back. This tiny, tiny little stripy one. So I did plan it out and lay them out, but then, yeah, like the best laid plans, it didn't all go to plan. I don't want the centre of the V over the joint exactly. Okay. Maybe a bit more blue up here. Ooh, that one wasn't stuck down very well. It was badly done. It's a bit long. Same as those. Over there like that. There we go. Let's take that one out. And let's that's okay. Maybe it does need something up here. Let's do that. It is grey on grey, but then if we do this yellow. There we go. Then what we might do is we might say give it a bit of texture. Maybe. You don't have to do this bit. You could have inked these. I didn't think you wanted to watch me ink an hour again this week, like last week. What on earth is going on with this one? This little tiny one's got a bit of the old venti uppies. Okay. Okay, got a star. And what am I gonna put as a title-y thing? Looking for a set of letter dies. I know I have them in here. So what's one? B R O T H E R S. Put all the letters on there. I'm going to cut that out of black, I think. Gonna do that. Say a huge welcome to all the new people that have joined our little group. We've, you know, I know most of you, but now we're getting to the point where there's a lot of people that, yeah, I don't actually know. So I wouldn't normally do this and just cut a whole heap of letters, but I'm thinking I might use random letters on another project with my leftover scraps from this, because I'm going to have lots and lots of little tiny things left, like little tiny pieces of paper and little triangles and little, you know, little flags, and yeah, so I'm just trying to think how I can use a little tiny things. Just going to poke these out. Does anyone want to see the year in review kit or next week's class kit?
I'm still having trouble with the comments, so I've got to keep going in and out of the video.
Naomi's still having trouble with the comments. Hope no one else is having trouble with it.
Great.
I'm just going to have a look at the... Okay. You haven't seen if anyone wants to see the year in review kit or...
They haven't answered, but I'm pretty sure they would want to, so...
Okay. I hope everyone's kits have arrived. I know Quentin has... Well, Quentin's overpacking orders with next week's kits in. He's trying to get them off today. The S is still in here. So I need an R and an E. Noah, can you check on Amelia, please? Amelia's had such a great time. She scored some more paper yesterday. Went and brought home the dud prints and recycled some recycled paper from our office at the shop, and gonna keep that. And so she's, you know, had the scissors out this morning and the pens. She's had a great day.
Yes, they would all like to see the year in review.
Kit. Does anyone know if Harvey Norman are actually printing photos? I really hope they are. I'm still waiting on my photos from Harvey Norman in Gladstone. They haven't messaged me that my March photos are ready to collect. I have some. I have been printing through, but I'm still short photos to stick on my layout to completely finish it, but I can show you where it is at, and hopefully by the end of today they'll be up for order with their sheets. I've got it all ready to go. I just have to take photos, edit them and all that sort of stuff. So let's put, I'm going to put this title somewhere over here. So let's have our break, and I will show you. So year in review. A dang yellow star was on the floor again. Year in review kit. So this is the March year in review kit to scrapbook all your March photos. So we've got pocket page. Oh dear. I think I dropped something. No, I didn't. Not that you can tell, the floor's a bit of a disaster. So you've got a heap of paper, crumbs, watercolour swatch with a violet and Payne's grey. Then you've got a full sheet. I'm not going to spoil it too much. Then we have pop this back in here. Then you have a custom cutout sheet. It's got March, the word awesome, some swirls, stars for Joanna, some wreathy florally bits, some flowers, butterflies, more stars. Let's pop that in here. We make quite a few of these kits. It takes days to cut them all. So I designed the cutout sheets specially for each month. Okay, and we don't always sell the cutout sheets separately. Occasionally we do. Nope, nothing on the floor there. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is part of my layout. I'm not going to show you everything else that's going on it. I'm not going to show you my pocket pages. I'm just going to show you this piece. So I have a video showing that will go on the Year in Review group how to make the title and how I made my background and how I make my flowers. So that is Year in Review. And this is next week's class kit. If you didn't see it yesterday during the card making class. So we have some cardstock, a few pieces of cardstock, a full sheet. Yes, I'll fussy cut some stuff out of that, but not all. A couple of half sheets, third sheet. We have some pieces of cardstock, card bases and envelopes, and then the custom bonus sheet for next week has the word family, and it has a floral design, some hearts and some leaves. Really like how it turned out. It cut beautifully. It's out of a really nice thick ivory linen cardstock that we love getting. And you've got a bag with sequins this time, like a full proper sequin mix, like a shaker mix from our store. That's custom made for this. It's not one that's for sale in our store. And you've got some flowers and ribbon and bling and lots of little crumbs. Naomi-Jon has cut out little tiny shapes and flowers and stars and things for you. She spent over 6 hours on the kit. I spent about 5 hours on the kits, and then she spent another 6 hours on the kits. So yesterday we also had come in at 9 o'clock the freight guy delivered our top up of, and I know some of you have been waiting for this to arrive, of the Celebrate You Are Amazing, because we sold out of a lot of it last week when it arrived. So we've got chipboard, stencils, especially little birds. If you have a look on the group, Marie has shown how she has coloured these little birds with inks. We've got paper packs and we've got bulk packs. The girls yesterday did buy a few of the bulk packs, so there's a couple left. It's got design ideas in here and instructions, and the only way to get the transparency and the embellishment pack is in the bulk pack, and it's got the chipboard, all 3 chipboards, and the stencil, and a full paper pack as well, and a piece of white cardstock to get you started. So on Monday we had arrive the Kaiser Craft Amethyst. Now we haven't had Kaiser Craft in our store for nearly 18 months. And we thought that this was the perfect range to have a go at getting and see what it was like. So we've got the paper packs, paper pads. They're a great option. 2 sorts of collectibles. So we've got collectibles that are like the pictures and some words, and then we've got the sentiments one, and then we've got the wooden shapes, and then the pattern papers are crystal and flutter with butterflies, perfect for Tony to fussy cut, and full moon, which has got more fussy cutting on it, and a nice navy blue on the back. It's really hard to get nice plain navy blue. Gem, some little watercolour flowers and a nice arty background. Jewel, which you could cut up into your 3x4 inch pieces for your pocket pages or a great card fronts, and it's got like a basket weave watercolour-y effect. This is Mystique, and it's got some big flowers and some stripes. And then we've got Moonstone, which has got like a wallpaper print and some spots again. And then I really like this one, Opal, with a little watercolour flowers painted on it and a nice ombre background on the back. And then Quartz, which has got a nice corner design that you could either cut out or leave on a page or a card, and then a really nice fern that's got like a tealiness to it. Cool, there we go. And let's go back to our page. Okay. So, you right, Naomi? I'm just going to refresh the screen again. I can't see past a certain level. Okay, so now I'm going to decide where I'm going to put this. I think I'll write something here about them, you know, picking the lychees and being the only people that ate lychees. There weren't many, they were tiniest little things. We didn't mow for months last year and we were really convinced that our lawn was not going to come back. I know a lot of people had, you know, even less rain than we did, but it was dry. It was really, really dry here. We didn't think we'd ever have grass again in our yard. It has come back. It's not nice, but it's come back. to do, because I know I'm going to photograph this, I need to have a little bit away. So today is the first of the month, so that means that, you know, if you follow challenges or you do challenges, there'll be new scrapbooking and card making challenges out. We put out a new, if you didn't know, we actually own 123 challenge, so we put out a new challenge on 123 today. We will later today in all my free time. I will have that loaded up, and because it's on Facebook now, I can't just schedule it. I can't necessarily schedule all the things that go on, like albums and all those things. So I'm going to put it there. Can't really clamp that down, but I need glue. Just going to put some glue here on that. I'll have to glue a lid off that, didn't I? Marie loves fussy cutting. Yes. That's how far back I am in the comments, people. Okay. So where's your brother? Yep, have you told him he's not allowed to use the internet?
Yep. I got him off the internet. I'm like
So
Netflix boxes, but it's not working, so I'm gonna contact Milton.
So we've actually got really slow net
Oh,
issues
shit.
here. Apparently the NBN was going to be faster. Our ADSL was faster than this.
I'm not feeling it.
Definitely not good. Okay. So now I'm just going to pat the letters in. So I pat them in the glue, and then I give them a bit of pat off, you know, get rid of some of the excess glue. And then I'll just put the letter on. That way you don't have glue oozing out the sides. Don't forget, if you follow along or you come along later and you make your page, that you, we would love for you to, there is an album in the, you know, if you click on photos and you click on albums, there is an album. This is week 13, not the luckiest number week, but this is week 13 for 2020 of classes for us. So share your, you know, share what you make with the classes in the feed, then pop it in the album so we can come back and see it later. There are shortened versions of the classes, although there's still a bit of an issue with, hopefully that's what Milton's just finished, still a little bit of an issue with last week's card making class, but both of the scrapbooking, one of last week's scrapbooking classes. The card making class and the Wednesday morning class are both on my YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and you just search Scrapbook Fantasies or Alicia Redshaw, so they're on there as the full version that's also saved in our Facebook group here, and they're also on there as a shortened version that's sped up, and you can just watch the whole thing really quickly. They're not that short because they're over an hour to start with, so sped up they're still a little bit long. Okay, so I'm going to write here eventually. I'm going to write something here, and I think it might need, let's have a look at the crumbs. I still think I need to use that star. Okay. I want to cut a little yellow sequence. There's an ant in here. The ants moved in. Really tiny. I don't know if there's ants still at the shop. I haven't been to the shop in days. And Quentin is at the shop right now, so packing orders. He packs orders every single day. an arrow. Let's put an arrow and a star. Maybe a little flag. I don't choose what they put in these little bundles. Quentin usually picks these things. He just looks at the theme of the pack and goes, oh, look at that, I might make that. So I've got 5 of those.
It also depends what punches work.
What punches work, yeah. When we come out of all this, we're going to have to buy more punches because we've really given them a run through. We've made so many kits in the last week, and we're already working on the week after's class kit. Yes, we are already working on, so week 14, which is next week, is available in the online store, and then week 15 we're actually working on already. So we're going to try and have them 2 weeks ahead so that everyone, you know, so that if you live away you can buy a couple of weeks in advance and not have to pay so much postage. Although staying at home and creating, I have noticed that everyone's burning through their craft supplies. So I'm thinking I might do a little thing like that. I like this tag, but it's the wrong colour. I want something green down here. Okay. What about one of these scrappy bits of this? Oh, will that fit in there? Oh, look at that. Almost perfect. It's near enough. That's how bad my eyesight is. Oh, I hear playing. Sounds like happy noises from the lounge room, so hopefully it's happy play. Look at that. Maybe. And what if we do? Yep, let's do that. Okay, so now I'm going to stick on these sequins. Let's get some foam on this star. Oh, you thought I was going to snip myself then, didn't you? And then nope, I think the other one still looks better. Let's use up some of this glue. So I have the star crooked, but the arrow nice and straight. And we'll make this star straight as well, so it's not just a hole. Maybe we'll do that. So this weekend is pretty momentous in the craft industry in Australia too. We are having, there is the first ever Great Australian Craft Show. And it is online, and Craft Alive are running it, and we are participating, and apparently we're doing classes and demos with Alcohol Inc. and Naomi-Jon's doing blending brushes, and we spent our weekend getting ready for that. We don't know a lot of detail. If you follow our page, you will see that we will put detail out about it as we learn more.
Starts this Saturday?
It starts on Saturday at 9 o'clock and it goes through to Tuesday, so it's from Saturday the 4th of April right through to Tuesday the 7th of April, and it's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have some specials for it. We're going to be doing some classes and demos. We'll also do some live things on here. Don't forget, we have Create All Day on Saturday. So last Saturday, people were creating and sharing and chatting on here, on the group. So if you have a question, so Kirsty needed some help with a title, and she put up a couple of options, and people helped her out with some ideas. So you can do that. It's a good way to socialise whilst we're social distancing. This weekend is also the 4680 virtual markets, so we participate in that as well. It's just an opportunity to see what people that you would normally see at a craft market do. So you've got businesses that sell everything from handmade beauty products to some cake supplies or decorated cakes. I don't know if they're still doing it. You've then got Quentin's cousins have Redshaw native bees, so they're there, and they have lots of native bee supplies if you want to get into that while you're staying at home, which would be really, really cool activity with the kids, having native bees. We do have some native bees in our garden that we encourage. Then, so there's people that sell baby clothes, hair accessories, homewares, giftwares. So there's all sorts on the 4680 online markets. So that's Gladstone virtual markets. So that's this weekend. Don't forget to check just Google 4680 what's open, and it lists the businesses like us that are doing home deliveries, who's still online, who's open by appointment. There's also the 4680 teddy bear hunt. So if you are doing the teddy bear hunt and you come along J Hickey Avenue, you will see that someone is driving Sweet Pea the craft truck, who is our hot pink truck we take to craft shows normally. And poor baby is parked up. I'm feeling a little offended because the Department of Transport have sent me my rego bill to renew, and I'm not going to drive the thing for the next 6 months, 12 months. So I don't know why I'm going to pay it, but I'm going to pay the rego bill for that. I think that's all, but just keep an eye on this group, our Facebook page, and we'll update you as soon as the year in review is available, as soon as the 1-2-3 challenge goes up, and when we know more about the Great Australian Craft Show, which is starting on Saturday. So you can sit at home in your PJs and go to a craft show, and there will be hundreds, I'm sure. I'm hoping there'll be hundreds of vendors, but there will be at least 100 vendors at the Great Australian Craft Show. So some of us only do Eastern Seaboard craft shows. We don't do many in Victoria. We mostly only do Northern New South Wales, Sydney and Queensland. So those of you that are outside that area will get to shop with us at the craft show, and you'll also get to shop with vendors that only do Victoria or only do Southern New South Wales. So it will be really interesting and really, really fun, and apparently there's lots and lots of demos and classes happening. So thank you for coming to class today, and I can't even really see who's been at class because my internet is so slow. There you go. Thank you.